Hi guys, can you hear me? Hi, can you hear me? Okay, great. I couldn't tell. How's your Monday going? We're gonna wait a couple minutes, see if a couple other people join. But I also want to let you guys know that if you are looking for the template, that it is the link for the budget template is in the description bar of this post, as well as a post when I announce the date and time. I put the link as a comment in that post as well. So if you need the template, if you asked for it, I did deliver. Let me drink some water. After this Monday, I worked hard today. I need more than water in here. Okay. So leave a comment if you think I stuck to the January budget. Did I stick to the budget? Did I stick to the plan? You know, the new year took me fast, let me say that. So um not not gonna lie. The top of the year took me really fast. Let's see. Yes. Cheers. Yeah, I got my favorite water bottle here that I told y'all was my favorite. It stays right. No, no, you say I didn't and you didn't either. Oh my gosh. Okay. Um, so how am I gonna go over this? I'm gonna go over what are my goals, like top of mind. What are my financial goals for the year? I'm gonna remind you guys of that and then let you guys know if I stuck to the plan to achieve those goals. You went to the outlet. That's a setup for that's a recipe for disaster. Let's be honest, girl. Woo, I'm trying to stay very, very far away from the outlet, let me tell you. So, what were my goals? So, I'm gonna remind you guys my first goal for my budget this year is I want to pay off all my revolving debt. And I can say I am on track with that. In January, I paid down $2,707.14. Get it? So I am on track for paying down that revolving debt that I want to get rid of by mid-year. Second goal is I want to save at least $18,000 towards my emergency fund. And as planned, I saved $0. And the reason why I did not plan to save any money in January is that I only received like 40 to 45% of my normal pay. So I did, like, when the first paycheck came, I had just started with the company, so I did not get a paycheck. and I was living off my savings. So I didn't save anything because I was pulling money out of the savings. And then um the second paycheck came, and I didn't start like right at the top of the year, so it was less. I had some issues with my paycheck, so it was even less than I thought it was going to be. So for those reasons, I didn't save any money, but I didn't plan on it either. Third, add no new debt. Even if it's 0% interest, I didn't want to add any new debt. This is where your girl failed. So if you put in the chat that I failed, you were right. I did not make budget this year. I mean, this month in January, I failed in 3 ways, and I'm being real transparent here. One, I was supposed to have a zero balance on my Nordstrom card. If you can't tell by my looks of the day and Let's Get Dressed videos, I mainly shop at Nordstrom. So I have a balance of $204.51 on my Nordstrom card. Secondly, I was supposed to have a zero balance for the most part, except for Prince Mighty's teeth on my American Express. And so I bought a lot of home items from Amazon, and I have my American Express linked on Amazon. And so I have a balance of $391.30. And then lastly, and this is the biggie, the other two, I would be like, I was close. But y'all, I bought a luxury bag. I bought a bag from my wish list. Like this bag had been on the wish list for such a long time. And I will reveal that bag on Friday. So there will be a bonus video this week that goes up on Friday. And I will reveal the luxury bag that I purchased. Leave a guess. What luxury bag do you think I purchased that broke my budget? So the bag costs $1,288. That is with taxes and with shipping as well, because the bag came from Canada. Oh, Lord. So, alrighty. I'm being transparent here. Y'all know I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it raw. So I have to figure out, and we'll talk about later, how I plan to pay off the luxury bag. But my fourth goal for my budget is to save for a new car. I didn't save anything as planned for the same reason I didn't save anything for my emergency fund. And my fifth goal of the year is save for my home remodeling. And again, I didn't plan on saving any money in January, and I didn't. So why did I fail on my budget? Y'all, 2 items, one from Nordstrom and the luxury bag, were both deep discounts. It's kind of like, just like the sis who said she failed because she went to the outlet, right? Like, sometimes the deal is so good, like, you don't even regret missing the mark. And that's how I feel. And I just got to be honest. Like, yes, I bought the bag, and I bought a blouse from Nordstrom. And both of them were like 50 to 60% off. And I felt like if I waited, I would have just spent more. It's not like my desire for these items was going to go away. It had not gone away over the whole year, so it wasn't. So the big question is, the bag that I purchased is 0% interest. Should I take out cash that's earning interest to pay off something that's 0% interest? Does that make sense? Just to stick to the plan. Like, financially, it doesn't make sense, but sometimes, let's see, you bought a dress for a cruise. Exactly. Like, if you knew you were going to buy it anyway, that's how I feel. I literally was going to buy the bag anyway. And it took me 2 days to pull the trigger, you guys. But I don't have any regrets on pulling the trigger. Um, so those were my like comparing to my goals. So let me tell you about some January insights, and this is where it's gonna get juicy. You guys, these bills. Woo! January's bills were a little different. The price of so many of my normal monthly living expenses just went sky high and had price increases all at the same time in January. So, first of all, my car insurance went up, my the gas bill, the like rate that they charge me for my gas at my home went up. I got a notification that my water bill rate went up. My internet from Xfinity went up, and Sling TV, which I use as a cable alternative, they increased their prices. Lord have mercy. So, a lot of things just got more expensive in January. Did anybody else have this issue? So, what I need to do is now adjust my budget in the months ahead, February through December. I need to just increase that. Um, and so that's something I have to do before next month. Also, my pay period for this new job is not the same as it was for my old job. So actually, I had to push anything that was due between February 1st and February 5th. I had to push it into January because I didn't get a pay, I didn't get a paycheck until then. Yes. Stuff is just going up like so much. So, because I didn't get a paycheck at the, like my old job, we got paid on the last day of the month, not this job. So, where I would normally have gotten a paycheck on January 31st and then pay my mortgage on the 1st, I didn't get paid through the first 5 days of February. I had to pay that in January. So those expenses moved. It was my mortgage, my internet, my water bill, my floor and decor bill, and my Experian credit monitoring. All of these bills were due in the first 5 days of February, and they became January bills. So that was also a little stretch for me. So what I ended up doing was my mortgage, like every month that I didn't have a job, my mortgage just came out of my savings account. So that's all I did. I just paid my mortgage out of my savings account, and all the other bills were paid with the cash that was in my checking account. So that's how I adjusted for that. And then the last thing, major life update. You guys, the new company that I am working for does not issue corporate cards. So I traveled the first week of January, the third week of January, and the fourth week of January. All of that had to go on a personal card, and then I got reimbursed. So I didn't know that's how the company was when I joined. I didn't know that they didn't have corporate cards and that I would be using my personal credit for all of these expenses. So this is where I'm so glad, right? This is where I am so glad that I have very little credit utilization. Like I don't use a lot of the credit that I have. And even though it increased because my corporate travel expenses were over $5,500 just in the month of January that I had to put on my personal credit card, I was able to have the space on a credit card to just freely charge that and then wait and get reimbursed. This is another tip or another reason why you need to make sure you are always managing your budget, your bills, and your credit. So we don't want to get caught and not be able. Oh, okay. So I guess it's not uncommon. It was the first time it happened in my life. Let me tell you that. Like, since I've been working for 20 years, I ain't never ever had to put stuff on my personal credit card. So this was new for me at the top of the year. It was a lot of newness in January. So, glad that credit utilization is very low. I was able to just dedicate an entire credit card to these corporate expenses and booking so many hotels and flights on the same card. Alrighty, so my credit utilization with all of my corporate expenses was like, I think like 13%. So hopefully when all of that gets paid off, it'll be like 10% or low, because that's where I like to have my credit utilization. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So I am, oh, can I tell y'all? The Marriott points and the United points and the Chase travel points just from January is a blessing from the Lord. Let me just tell you. Okay, so the rest of the time before I take questions about the template or anything else, I want to talk about debt repayment tips. So, I have been paying off debt, getting a zero balance many times over. Like, I'm always doing this. So, I remember in 2018, I told you guys that I had a goal to pay off $22,000 in debt, and I came up short, and I paid $19,000 in 2018. And I came up short because I kept charging stuff on the card. So in 2019, if you remember, if you're OG, put down if you remember this, I did a no buy. I was like, I can't buy nothing, because I don't know how to act out here with my credit cards. So I did the no buy in 2019, got everything to a zero balance. And that's where I was, because I knew I wanted to like be focused on saving for a house. So in 2020, I had like no debt, and I had all this extra cash, and I ended up buying a house with it. So debt repayment tips. Number one, you got to stop adding new debt. Look, it is hard out here to pass up the deals and the steals. Let's just be honest, y'all. It's very difficult. To not get the dress when you know you're going on the cruise. You know, like, we not passing it up. To not get the bag that's been on your wish list for like 2 whole years and it's 50% off. We gonna get the bag, right? But one of the key ways to really get out of debt and stay out of debt is to stop adding new debt. So these are my tips for this. Number one, freeze your credit. My credit is frozen with the credit bureaus right now because someone tried to steal my identity. Because of that, I cannot, like, no new credit can be opened in my name. No new accounts, nothing new can be added. Nothing. They literally probably have to go to the damn FBI. But nothing new will be added because I froze my credit. So if you're really, really serious and you have a problem with opening new accounts and falling for the, oh, do you want this retail account? Then freeze your credit with the credit bureau. Another tip is to lock your credit cards. I have 3 of my credit cards locked right now. Locking your card, you can do it on the website. It just says you cannot make any new transactions with that card. So you can lock it. Now, let me tell y'all, when I was in my 20s, what I used to do with my American Express, and y'all gonna laugh, but I'm keeping it all the way real. I would take my credit card and put it in a Ziploc bag, and I would fill it with water, and I would put it in my freezer. And back then, my card wasn't like on file on any website, right? And so if I wanted something, I had to literally let the ice melt. And I figured that would be enough time for me to figure out if I really wanted that thing. I would literally put my cards on ice to not use them. So I wouldn't add any new debt. It worked. I'm just saying. It slows the process a whole lot. And then number 4, take your credit cards off file. I know this is a biggie. It's so easy. It's so convenient that they allow us to do this. I need to take my Amex off file on Amazon right now, y'all. I done bought so much stuff off Amazon, cleaning the house. My friend Michelle is on here and she knows. I've been buying all these gadgets and gizmos. I need to stop this. This is why I still have a balance on my Amex right now. So take it off the website. It'll help. Okay. So now don't add any new debt. What you're going to do, you're going to pay off your existing debt. There are a few ways you can think about this. Number 1, snowballing is my favorite way to pay off debt. You tackle the lowest balance first. So I'll give an example. I used to have student loans. I used to have my first mortgage, student loans, and I had a card payment, and I had credit card debt. And I sold my house. So I ended up having all this cash. So I took the first bit of money that I had and I paid off my credit card balances. And then the money that I had been every month putting towards my credit card balances, I added that to my car loan. And I was paying extra and extra on my car loan. And then I was able to pay off the car loan and I got rid of the student loans. I just snowballed it in that way. So you can start with the lowest balance. Like if you have a card that you only owe like $150, pay that off first. But whatever you were using to pay that card off, add that to your next balance. I really love this method for when you're paying off a car loan, because it's easy to just ball on like you got money to blow every month when you don't have a car loan. I know I haven't had a car loan in a long time, but what I like to do is also have a car fund, and you put your former car payment, just save it. Just save it. So when you snowball, you get so used to paying a larger amount that it becomes easier to save the money when you don't have the debt. You could also tackle high interest debt first. So if you have a card with a 25% interest rate and a card with a 15% interest rate, you might want to tackle the 25 interest rate card first because you are paying more for that credit. So you might want to get rid of that balance first, pay the minimum on the other, and then once you get rid of your highest interest rate card, you just go down to your debt that has the next highest interest rate. One thing I want to mention though is that after you pay off your debt, don't ever in your life close the credit card. Especially your oldest credit card. The first credit card that you ever got in life, don't ever close it. Don't let them close it. Don't let the company close it either. Like keep it. That is like 35% of your credit score, which is your credit history or length of your history. So don't ever close it. That's really all I got. No, I didn't stick to my budget. Yes, the bills went up. I did stick to debt repayment, and those are the debt repayment tips that I have. Do we have any questions? Oh, let me tell y'all. For February, there are 2 big unknowns about my February budget. And I'm already in February. We're like 25% of the way through February. Oh, yes. Yes, sis. Okay, number 1, I have a new wig being made. Okay, so if y'all don't know, I call my natural hair Froisha. Froisha is a temporary, she's making a temporary occurrence. I do not have time to maintain her, to maintain my YouTube channel, my full-time new role and travel all the time. I can't, something's got to give, and it's my hair. So I'm getting a new wig made. It's already made. I don't know how much this costs. I don't know how much she gonna charge for the install. But y'all, when I tell you whatever it is, I'ma pay it. I'ma adjust the balance. We're gonna figure it out in February. But look, thank you, thank you, thank you. Froisha says thank you, child. But no, I'm not. I am not going without a new wig. And that's just the end of the. I can't go to the blow dry bar and get a $30 blow dry and flat iron like some of my other European American sisters. Like, it takes an investment to manage my hair. I am still working out 5 days a week. I worked out right before this, showered, fluffed my hair, and came on camera. The wig is gonna get installed. We just don't know how much it's gonna cost. So that's a big unknown. And then I forget what the other unknown is. Now, Nichelle mentioned this. So you get all these corporate perks when you use your personal credit a whole lot, especially for travel. And I have a travel specific card. And so they've been giving me all these credits because I'm hitting very high spending levels. Like I said, I added an additional $5,500 just in January for travel expenses. So I don't even know if I'm going to have anything to pay on my Chase card personally. We're going to find out together because the Chase just been giving me all these credits and I'm taking them. Thank you, Chase. And that's a perk of using your personal card for all these travels. So Nichelle was right. Any other tips for debt repayment? Any other tips for debt repayment? Leave it in the chat because this will become a posted video and then everybody can read the comments that were put in the chat. So in February, I got to adjust my budget because the bills were much higher. Like 6 or 7 bills all went up in 1 month. We don't know how much Froisha's. Oh, I've gotten, I guess Chase has this system with Marriott, and I stay at the Marriott a lot. Or maybe it's just hotels, but they keep giving me like $50 credits for hotel stays, which I greatly appreciate. So I'm gonna take it. You know, that's what's been happening. And then I also got one. I got one for. Oh, United. I booked so many flights with United, you guys. I did 6 flights, 6 separate flights in January. And so I guess there was like this United offer or something, or airline offer. And they gave me a credit for that in January as well. So, and I took it. And yes, any other credits, they go to my statements. Cash back, I just apply them to the statement. I don't want them to really give me any money back. It needs to all go to the card because I'm in debt repayment. Yes, so the points, yeah, they're gonna go probably to fund my birthday trip flights, like the points that I am gathering here. And I already know where I'm going for my birthday this year, and I'm gonna need all these credits. Yes, I am, to get there. And I'm also in February, I'm going to New Orleans, Louisiana, I'm going to see Anita Baker. And I do have in my budget like $500 for this little weekend trip to see Auntie Anita. I need to stick to the budget. That I need to stick to the budget. I had the foresight to plan for this budget. I need to stick to the budget. So that is also something going on in the February budget. That's an unknown, but I need to stick to the tickets are purchased, the hotel is accounted for. It's just like spending money, and I should be able to go to New Orleans for 2 days on $500. We gonna see. The person I'm going with, she gonna have me up in Harris. So she gonna have me in Harris, and she gonna have me in the outlets. And I had to budget for these things because I know who I'm going with. Oh yes, I'm not buying anything new for New Orleans. New Orleans gonna get these, as you say, pandemic purchases. I'm not buying nothing new. We're gonna put together a look, and that's what we're gonna do. But I know who I'm going with. They're gonna have me in the most expensive restaurants in New Orleans. We're gonna go to the outlets, and we're gonna go to the casino. And I don't even gamble, you guys. I'm not a gambler, but I am a shopper. That's my thing. That's my vice. You can't have too many. So any other questions, comments? It's 8:01. I kind of wanted to stick to maybe a 30-minute live. I don't want them to be so long. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Because, the Coach outlet in New Orleans is good, y'all. If you've never been, let me tell you, they have a banging Coach outlet in New Orleans. So, whew, it make my legs shake just thinking about it. I'm going to have some self-discipline. I'll be calling on the Holy Spirit for my self-discipline because, y'all, I can't. The flesh is weak. The flesh is weak. I just need my spirit to be strong. And that is how budgeting is going the first month of the year. So I will see you guys the first Monday in March, and I'll let you know how February went. I'll let you know if I blew money fast in New Orleans, how much the new wig costs. I'll let you know the new wig's name. But we getting it and we're going. So that's what's going on next month. Also, if you were not at the top of the live, I did mention that if you were looking for the template, I left a link to the Google Docs. It is in the post where I announced the date and the time of the live. So you can go there. If you have any questions, you can leave them below or ask me in a future video, leave a comment. And it's basically set up for people whose paychecks are like almost the same every month. You can make your own tweaks and adjustments if not, but it's set up in that way. You were strong, girl. You were strong. Let me look, y'all. One of my favorite Coach bags is the Coach Hero. They now have the Hero in a new color, and it's red, and I want it. It's $550. So when I say I'm going to have to be strong in the Lord, this is what I'm talking about, because I already know what I have my eye on, and it's not in the budget. I didn't budget for bags the first 3 months of the year. But I want it. Okay. Anyway, I'm not going to drag this on. Thank you guys for being so supportive and coming on the live. And I will see you guys. Thank you guys. I will see you guys next month, the first Monday of the month at 7:30. I'll be here. See you. Hope you will too. Thank you for your support. Appreciate it.